Alright guys, welcome to RTX Pinball. I am RetroTechX, and today we're going to be doing a review of the Godzilla vs. Kong and Kong pack. So it's kind of like the titans of pinball, if you will. So we're going to start off, we're going to play Godzilla vs. Kong first, and then we're going to go to Godzilla and then to Kong. So we'll get to play the gamut of all these games and see what you guys think of them. I'll give a quick review and a rating, and then I'll give you a rating of the pack as well, and just give you what I think of it, and go from there. Alright, so first up is Godzilla vs. Kong. Make sure to turn this up. This is about the kind of the crossover between the two movies, and this one is developed by Thomas Cross, who's a designer I really like. He's a very typical, likes to have a third flipper, like a 3 flipper option. So you got a third flipper over here, you got the 2 flippers on the bottom, you've got Kong on the aircraft carrier, obviously, which is pretty common when they do their little face-off battle in the middle. And then you got Kong over here. This game has a very difficult crossing shot, which is pretty common for Thomas Cross games. It's true of Garfield, it's pretty much true of My Little Pony, really all of them. Tomb Raider, Adventures of Lara. Sound effects kit. You can already hear it. It's going to be amazing on all these tables. So this is one of the packs that really showcases that. So we're going to talk about that a little bit, but we'll play the game, see what you guys think. Just looking over the table, they're really pretty. I love that this has kind of this, even though this is a completely wide open spot, it fills out the playfield and just makes it look really cool. The FOVs are really good. You're going to really see the full motion video DMDs are really awesome on these as well. Over here, you'll see actual clips from the movies. Awesome all the way around. So let's give it a go and see what you guys think.
Welcome, fellow Titan Chasers, to episode number 116 of the Titan Sadness podcast, brought to you by Disney. Still no confirmed Titan sightings, but with severely heating up in cybernetics, we're hoping to get fresh info to you from the Atgames Titan in the next few hours.
This one has, the flow of this particular table is not the best. It's a little restrictive in that there's stuff right smack dab in the middle. It can be a little dangerous. The crossing shot is pretty tough to pull off. And the ball is pretty small on this one. You'll notice it's pretty tiny, which is kind of common of some of the Zen originals on the 4KP. But you get a little bit of a taste for that. The physics are pretty good. They're not too super bouncy. The ball's not too crazy heavy either. And here's where we're going to start the first mode.
Breaking news here, listeners. Godzilla has been seen approaching the Apex facility in Florida.
Awesome sound effects. They're loud, they're crunchy. It's very common for this entire pack. Gonna lose that one. Obviously, you hear the jets flying around, the sound effects, you hear the missiles from over here flying over to here, the rocket. I mean, everything sounds incredible on these tables. Just absolutely insane. Missions are persistent, so even though I lost the ball, we're back and we're right into the mission that we were before. Block the second ball. Block the third ball, starting Apex multi-ball. latency is very low. I think these games control really, really well. Oh, I just totally missed that ball.
Simply unbelievable. What could have provoked the first Titan sighting in over 3 years?
Oh, jeez. It's a very difficult cable. This one really has a way with you in a way. It doesn't score a lot of points, honestly, and when you do get them, they come in droves. And so I got a really big bonus there at the end of that. I do want to make sure that I have floating scores on. I do. They did not pop up after that bonus, so I was a little interested there. Again, the skill shot, you kind of have to roll it up here and then throw it across to this shot here, which is a very difficult shot. It's very much like Garfield in that way. This is kind of an oddity. I'm not. This game is really tough to play. It's one I've tried to learn again and again and again. The rule set's a little convoluted. Look at that, I got an extra ball and everything. So, craziness. This one I don't really care for too much. I do like the colorization of it. I like the oranges and the polarization of one side to the other, the Godzilla versus Kong dynamic. And I think there's some potential here. This is the weakest game of the pack, though. I will tell you that. I think this is the one that I would probably play the least. And this one really could have been really explosive. I think it could have been really, really good. And for whatever reason, it just doesn't have the punch the other two do. So anyway, if I had to rate this one, I would give this one a 6.5. I don't think it's very strong in the pack. It does a pretty good job. It's super playable. Like it's got its stuff going on. I do love the sound effects kit. It sounds amazing on this one. This is one that if you invest some time in, you can really get a good score on, but you're going to really have to grind on this one. It's not something that you're going to just get a ton of points on. So you will have to read the rule set. It's pretty convoluted. It's not a super simplistic game. Thomas Cross in general has pretty complex rule sets. And so that can always be a little tricky at times. But like I said, if you're a seasoned veteran and it's something you really like, I think you could get into this game and really enjoy it in some capacity. But it just doesn't have the staying power of the other two. Shots, you know, I've been throwing it around the entire playfield quite a bit, and not much has been going on. The FMVs on the DMD are really sweet, though, I gotta say. Seeing Kong rip apart, or Godzilla rip apart his aircraft carrier and Kong pulling the chains, and it's just really, really cool. That's all good stuff. So we'll play just a little bit more, give you a little more taste of it, and then we'll move on to the next one. Oh. That's a bummer. Really tough crossing shot. No matter how many times I tried, I feel like I just cannot seem to get a grip on it. Really tough shot. No. Ah. Got some good points there. I mean, there's some opportunities around the table, but it's, like I said, it's a tough table. It just doesn't have the hook that you would really want from this table. Obviously, the sound effects are fantastic. That, in and of itself, might be worth getting the pack, even if you don't like these titles. I was not a Godzilla Kong fan when I bought this pack, and actually, after I bought the game, or this pack of tables, I actually went back and watched the movies, and I actually appreciated the movies a lot more seeing these games in action. So it was pretty interesting to see. So next up, we're going to go to Kong Pinball. Now, I actually really like the Kong the movie. This is basically Kong the Skull Island, and I believe this is the Skull Island one that it's referring to. But really awesome. The movie is pretty sweet. Sound effects, again, absolutely awesome. It'll probably drown me out. So, one of the modes in this game is absolutely incredible. It's called Gravity Inversion, and we'll see if we can get to it. Physics again are really, really good. The ball's a little bit bigger in this one, and it just has a better feel to it. It's still a three flipper game design. Graphically, it is probably, I think it's the best of the three, honestly, if I had to choose. Again, really, really punchy sound effects. Now, Dolby did this game. This is one that Dolby did some really awesome games. He's done Camp Bloodbrook. He did The Thing. So if you like those tables, you're probably gonna like this one. His games are the ball's a little heavier, really deep rule sets, but he generally likes to give you lots of points in the multi-ball and not so much in the modes. So if that's something that you're gonna have a problem with, then you maybe might not like this table just as much, but. Okay, a little side mode here. Lots of good side modes, and the modes are really good too.
Kickback is lit.
Whoops. Thought I would hit that target a little easier than that. There we go. Basic fan layout. I mean, it's a basic fan layout with a little bit of a little bit of interesting stuff on the right hand side or left hand side here, but again, low scoring game, but it can be a big score. Once you get into the multi-balls and get into some of the other things, you can really add some scores here. That in particular, it sounds just absolutely incredible. Very loud, very crunchy. You could still hear the ball rolling around the table.
We'll take it. Kickback is lit.
I believe that, yeah, kickback is the score, but not always the easiest to hit. But we'll give it a go. There we go. You can see the table's a little slower. This is a kind of a Dolby signature. It's a heavier table. He uses advanced physics models, and you can kind of see them in play. They definitely show up. Nudging, very effective. It's always a nice thing to know. You notice in Godzilla vs. Kong, I really didn't have to nudge a whole lot, but doesn't mean that you certainly can. It is very effective. I'm gonna let this one dead flip. Let's see if I can't get into a mode here.
The temple is open.
I wonder what's going to happen next.
Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and do a mode. We're gonna do Gravity Inversion.
Whoa, what's happening? Reverse.
Check that out, if that's not crazy. Now the flippers change, and the ball save is on continuously. So even if you lose a ball, you're in this mode for this amount of time. So you just, if I hit the right flipper, it's activating the left flipper on the playfield. So I just basically end up hitting both of them, just to make sure that I'm hitting the flippers. And this mode is pretty cool. It's very different. Obviously, you couldn't do this in a real playfield, so it's very much a digital feature, if you will. Just very strange. I mean, you could get used to, in your brain, flipping it if you really want, but to me, I ended up just doing both flippers, trying to score as many points as possible. And I even did a forward nudge there to try to do... Oh, see, I'm still trying to hit targets. Like it's... Oh, see, and now I did the wrong flipper. So it can be very confusing, very difficult, but you're locked in for that 110-second time. We'll see if we can't get this thing over here and get the shot that I really want.
Kickback is lit.
See, I keep missing the blue cross shot there. It's on the kind of the lower left here. And very tough shot to hit. Ah, just ridiculous. I'll do another forward nudge here, see if I can get it. I was close that time. So we're 20 more seconds in. I still haven't been able to hit the shot. Ah, absolutely brutal. There, I hit it. So there's some points, finally. And this next shot's even more extreme. Oh, and again, if you try to do one flipper, you really got to be careful because you'll mess it up. And this time I have to be careful because by flipping both flippers, I'll end up screwing myself on... Absolutely painful to watch, I know, but it is a really interesting mode. It's very cool. Now, once the mode finishes, obviously it flips around and you're back to going. You didn't lose a ball, but you did lose an opportunity to really score a bunch of points. So, but interesting mode nonetheless.
Here we go.
All right. This time we'll do Follow Kong, and this is something that they do actually in the movie where they're trying to follow him to see where he goes.
All Titans share a common impulse to return to their evolutionary source. It seems Kong's genetic memory has kicked in.
There you go. And you can see the kind of these blue X's are kind of telling where to go and the shots they do. This is very much a shooter's table, which is really, really cool. I like shooters tables, so this is one that I really appreciate. Not everybody likes to do this type of mission or this type of stuff, so it can be very much a personal preference on these, whether or not you like this type of style of game or not. Obviously, some really big bonuses there. I didn't score a whole lot on this one, but if I had to rate this one, I give this one an 8. I really like Kong. I think it's a solid game. I love the sound effects. These in particular are incredibly crunchy. The monster sounds from the Titans sound awesome. 5 missions to do. There's all kinds of side missions on this. If you look at the rule set on this, it is very complicated. There's a lot going on between the gravity shifts and the multi-balls and all this stuff. Lots of extra balls you can get. So it's a really deep table that's very common for Dolby games. I give this one an 8. I absolutely love it. So, hopefully you agree with me on that. And if you don't, let me know in the comments. I'm really curious to see what people think of these. Next, and the last one that probably everybody really wants to see is Godzilla. Godzilla is a game that has an incredible following, or the movie, the IP has an incredible following, more so than Kong in any way.
Godzilla Pinball.
So this one we'll dive into and see what you guys think. Now this is kind of designed by an unknown Zen, Gaspar Vigoros. So I don't think he's done any other tables other than this one. It was kind of something that he did, and he ended up leaving Zen to do something else. So this is very much a classic fan layout. So first of all, if you don't like fan layouts, this one's going to be a struggle for you. You can see it's just wide open. It's very much a Attack from Mars style, Cactus Canyon, Medieval Madness type of thing. You have 1, 2, 3 battles, and you have like 1, 2, 3 targets on basically every single thing going on in this entire table.
the same time.
This is a really tough shot to hit. This is kind of where your mode starter is. And so you could play this entire game and not hit that shot. So there's things like that. Also, the multi-ball is incredibly hard to get into. But there is kind of a secret mode here, which is pretty cool, where this panel moves aside and you can actually swim with Godzilla. So there's some stuff there. You get to fight Titans. We'll get into it and see what you guys think. Graphically, it looks really, really good. There's a little jaggies here and there. None of these rails don't look that good. But sound effects, again, are really, really good. And the DMDs are absolutely fantastic in these, showing full motion video from the movie. The callouts are from the movie as well, so you'll recognize a lot of those. And there's Mecha Godzilla making his presence known. And we'll get started. Skill shot right here. This is what we're looking at. That's what you're hearing.
Data received. Round clear. Alright, folks, Godzilla is here. Just watch and learn. It's charging up.
Godzilla is here, attacking our facility. Careful. The magnet train was hit. That'll slow down.
Early on, it's pretty easy to get an extra ball. All you have to do is fill out these these king letters at the call out or at the rollovers, and you can actually get your first extra ball. So it does give you an opportunity really, really early to get an extra ball and really have some fun with it.
That'll do some good. That'll be a big one.
It's pretty cool. You actually get to attack this laboratory. You have to knock down these targets here to start. There's like these Godzilla scales. There's 3 here, 1 there, 1 there, 1 here. So you get the 3 here, the 3 here, and you can actually get into some multi-ball. You can also do the Gojira, which is Japanese for Godzilla. You do that, fill out those letters, you can get a multi-ball that way. Lots of different ways to do it.
Watch out.
Oh,
More than that.
it's very common to get the skill shot and lose the ball, so just know that that's a thing.
They're off the charts.
The callouts repeat themselves a lot, so that's going to be something. If you don't like repetitive callouts, you're going to hear a lot of them on this table.
Want to make an angle? We're only here to observe.
Yes, you're doing great.
And actually, I said that wrong. This whirlpool is generally for awards. This spinner is for the modes generally.
Start destroying our cities and threatening to put humanity on the endangered species list.
Looks like Godzilla is about to fight.
So we're gonna fire this mode up here in a second. Here's Battle of the Gods. And this is not a primary mode, this is actually a side mode. And you can see the Titan here, that's who I'm actually fighting. Oh, totally missed it. Again, sound effects, man, they're so good on this table.
Data received.
Most of my points have been scored on skill shot. That's pretty common for Godzilla, Garfield, Snoopy. A lot of these tables with the Zen originals. It's just something I don't know why they do it that way, but it just seems to be a thing.
Extra ball is charged.
See there, I just got my extra ball charged.
It's charging up.
So I'm going to, the extra ball is over here. You see +1 if I hit this here. So I'm going to do a digipass from this side to this side and then try to take that shot.
Careful there.
That'll be a big one.
Missed it. There we go. We got it. So that'll extend the gameplay a little bit. Just enough to lose a ball. Unbelievable. So hopefully you get to see a little bit of the beauty of this table. It's really a pretty table. The back glass is pretty basic, but it's pretty cool. The fact that you're staring down Godzilla. There's something really cool about that.
Kickback's lit.
He's breaching our walls.
Nice work.
Come on now. You gotta fight the ball off a little bit. This one will force you to nudge a lot more than a lot of the other tables. The physics are a lot bouncier in this one than they were in Kong or Godzilla vs. Kong, so just know that going in. It's gonna be a little more complex to play.
Activate self-destruct.
Alright, we caught up.
So what happens in this game is you play a lot and you don't feel like you do a whole lot, which is kind of sad sometimes. So just something that kind of happens within the play of this game.
They're off the charts.
It constantly feels like it's building up to something. We'll try to beat a Titan here. You can see I'm hitting the Titan around the outside there. And I can either shoot him directly or go around and hit him from the back. That's the direct shot. Missed him that time.
That's another harm.
Hit him again.
Titan will think twice before charging.
There we go. I beat the first Titan, so you'll see there's a battle 1 is complete. Again, sound effects. Sound effects kit, holy crap. If you want a showcase for your sound effects kit on your 4KP, this is the pack to get. Which makes sense. This is all about the Titans and about huge monsters doing heavy damage. It's wonderful for that.
Things are going well. Keep it up.
You have no idea how much carnage these monsters can do.
Again, call outs. They'll do the same call outs so many times, you'll get sick of them.
Looks like Godzilla's on the move.
Starting modes is tough though, I will say. It's not every time that you probably won't start modes very often. It's something you have to kind of get used to.
We need. Time to celebrate.
So, Ruler of the Oceans is one of the modes. And hopefully we get a nope. Of course not.
Just watch and learn.
We've learned all we can. Terminate.
And that is a game of Godzilla. Now, I'll play one more and we'll get into it a little bit more and see if I can't get into a mode to show you that.
Of the oceans.
But it's not uncommon to play the entire game and not necessarily get into a mode. So,
Alright,
don't let that deter you.
Godzilla is here. Just watch and learn.
You have no idea how much carnage these monsters can do.
Looks like Godzilla's on the move. The sensor is off the charts. Keep tracking this trajectory.
Oh.
It'll take more than that to get the king up.
Coexist with the Titans. Ridiculous.
It's charging up.
Whoa, that ball just continued to roll. They can catch you off guard for sure.
You're doing great. That'll be a big one.
Careful there.
Oh, come on.
Out.
I doubt that's the last
So,
we've seen of
yes, you're going to see a lot of that. There is some frustration involved at this table, I will tell you that. It's kind of the reason that I give the score that I do. I only give this table a 7.5. And for the reason there is it can be a frustrating table. And I think
High temperature beam.
a more simplistic rule set would have been really helpful for this table, as people were going to want to play this that are fans of Godzilla, and they might not necessarily be pinball fans necessarily, but they really like the IP, and so it makes it difficult, you know. I was actually kind of surprised that in this set, a lot of times you get, when Dolby and Crofts are involved, typically they get the bigger IPs of the games. So I was a little interested to see that Vergos got Godzilla and Crofts got Godzilla vs. Kong, which is kind of a lesser of the three tables. I would have loved to have seen Thomas Crofts' take on this with maybe a third flipper, which is something that he generally does.
Nice work. Keep at it. That'll do some.
But anyway, it's an interesting title. I would give this one a 7.5, and I think I would love to be able to do more with it, but there's just, you could play the entire game and not feel like you did much. And that can be really disappointing. And the callouts they repeat a lot, and that's something that really annoys me after a time. I mean, you could play this game for a good 30 minutes sometimes, and just like, man, I heard that call out so many times. Like, not that you need the unlimited script of the movie, but at the same time, like, just give us a little more. Oh, you can see I'm actually in another mode. I didn't even realize I was in another Titan mode. This one you certainly could not play in a house at night when everybody else is trying to sleep, because it is a loud table. And because I didn't start that mode quickly enough, it actually timed out, and so that's why I didn't beat that Titan.
I'm sure you can do better than that.
There's the extra ball. Okay, what else could I tell you about this game? Well, that's pretty much it.
Taste of the carnage I was talking about. Titans are destroying our city.
Sadly, that is Godzilla in a nutshell. So, alright, let's talk about the finality of this game then. So Godzilla, I think, is one of the better games of the three, but at the same time, I still think Kong is the superior game overall. Godzilla vs. Kong itself is the weakest of the three, which you probably would have thought that going in, so that is probably no surprise to anybody. This pack as a whole, I think, is absolutely worth it. For $15, these are all pretty quality games, and I think they really showcase the sound effects kit in a way that none of the other tables really do. Aside from maybe Addams Family or Twilight Zone, those have really good sound effects. These are probably some of the best, and so I would definitely think this is an absolutely killer buy. I would give the pack itself a 9 as far as value. I mean, all three of these tables are pretty good. Like I said, if you really dive into Godzilla vs. Kong, I think you could really appreciate that one. So, Godzilla is what it is. So you don't need to like the Titans at all to like this pack. That's one thing I will express, that you don't. I was not a fan of Godzilla or Kong before buying this, and ended up really liking these tables quite a bit. So hopefully you enjoyed this review. Like and subscribe if you're willing or able, or if you like this kind of content. If I'm a complete idiot, tell me in the comments how bad I did and how I misjudged Godzilla, or that Godzilla vs. Kong is like the greatest game ever. Please let me know in those comments, and we will see you next time, guys. See ya.